Hello everybody, this is Conleth here, aka Crafty Duck, and welcome back to another video. So today, if the new 1.9 update is going to be coming out this Thursday, and if you're into PvP, you're going to want to know all the changes so you're ready to go on the servers. So here is my picks of the 8 PvP changes that you need to know for the Minecraft 1.9 update. So I'm going to go through. I've got a list of 8 things that I'm going to go through with you and tell you the main sort of things you'll need to know. So first of all, we're going to start off with the diamond sword, and you see as I select it down beside my hotbar there, on the right of my hotbar, you can see the way this wee sword with a bit of blood on it comes up. So what I do is, but I'll show you the main feature. So if I hit like that, you see it takes a minute to come back up, and this is not what previously happened in Minecraft. So if I grab, say, some zombies, and I'll grab some of them, I go into game mode survival, or game mode 1, and I'll switch it to night. So if I spawn in a few zombies here, like this, they're really loud, and you can see if I hit one like that, you see the heart particles and everything like that. If I were to constantly spam them, it wouldn't do any damage, and it would take a lot longer to kill these. And you can see if I stay still while hitting them, you can see how it does more damage. And there's also critical hits now, so if you hit them from above, then it will also do critical damage, and it will do more damage towards them. So that's that example there. Okay, so the next thing on my list here is that if you know that you can have these enchanted golden apples, and you normally craft them with 8 blocks of gold and then an apple in the center, and you put an apple there. Well, you can see I can no longer craft this beautiful golden apple here, and this is, I think it's a lot better, because now you can't it's not really that OP anymore. And I'll eat a golden apple for you and show you that has been nerfed, meaning that it's not as good. Like, it's still very OP, but it's not nearly as good as it was in the 1.8 update. So you can see, that's another feature up here. I have all these up the top. These do not last for as long or are not as powerful. So yeah, that's that one. Moving on to number 3. If you are into sort of Kohi PvP, this will be a big one where you use ender pearls. Even if you are on the servers, there is a cooldown anyway, but there now is a cooldown for ender pearls. When you throw an ender pearl, you can see that wee white bar in my hotbar when I throw this ender pearl. Yeah, that is now a cooldown for ender pearls. So it's not really like you can't spam them like or anything. So if I try to spam it, it will not let me. It'll only throw one at a time. So let's try and find my way back over here. So yeah, it makes ender pearls a little less OP and a lot better in my opinion. Okay, so moving on, this is a weird one, but I'm going to be showing you, so let's move these out of my inventory. I'm going to be showing you this here. So if I take these 3 things out, I'm going to be showing you with these. So you can see it's the wooden axe, and this has a new thing called the attack speed. So this wooden axe has a 0.8 attack speed, and I think it's one of the slowest out of all the weapons. And you can see how long that takes to come up. The thing is, that has 7 attack damage, which is the same as a diamond sword, which is really weird. So if I'll just show you this here, 1 minute. So if I hit like that, it comes up, and it will do the same amount of damage as a diamond sword. So it's just going to be 3 hits for it with the pig, but it does take a lot longer. So if you're in a Hunger Games or something and you find a wooden axe, do keep that on you. Also, I'd like to mention that the diamond axe now has a 9 attack damage. So it is just slightly slower than the diamond sword, but it is even more powerful than the diamond sword, which is pretty crazy. So the diamond toe also has the fastest attack speed. It's 1 attack damage, but it's the fastest attack speed, so it's the weapon you can hit the fastest out of them all in the 1.9 update. We now have shields, so I'll show you there is no more sword blocking. So if you're used to going up in PvP and sword blocking, there's no more of that. But we now have shields, and when you right click with the shield, it defends and takes I forget the number, but it takes a certain amount of the health. It blocks a certain amount of the health, as sword blocking would. Also, while we're here, just like to mention the dual wielding. So if you hit F on your keyboard, that's what it is by default. You can now do that. So you can be up hitting someone and be blocking at the same time, and this is a really cool feature. Shields do have damage, so just be aware of that. So if I'm up hitting someone in PvP, you can also do that. And you cannot hit while you're blocking, which makes sense. But you can go up, block when they're hitting you, hit them, block while they're hitting them, and then when they're cooling down, hit them. So it is a really cool system. And dual wielding is also a really cool one. So the bow is just, you know, the bow itself hasn't changed. I'll show you one feature with the bow it has in a minute. But you see here, I have new arrows. So what are these? So I've got a spectral arrow, arrow of leaping, arrow of healing, arrow of regeneration, as well as the spectral arrow. So I did them all. So I'm going to show you, if you have different arrow types in your inventory, just put one into your main hand. For example, I'll put the arrow of leaping into my hand, and if I use the bow now, first thing I want to show you, see the bow down in my inventory, that has an animation. So if I just say hit that pig, that pig now has a jump boost effect, and same for any of the other ones. If I want to use this, the coolest one out of them all though, and I'll see if I can find a wee mob around here anywhere to do this on, is the spectral arrow. Now this is a really cool feature, and I'll test it on this pig here. When you shoot, I probably shouldn't do it from this close, but when you shoot an animal, look, you can now see them for I think it's 7 seconds or so through any block. And it is a really cool feature. So if you're chasing a player, it does work on players. You're chasing a player and you hit them with that, and in Hunger Games, and they run behind something for about 7 seconds or so, you can still see where they're going, which is a really handy feature. Got a lag over there, which is a really handy feature to use. So next up, I'm going to be showing you the lingering potions. Now these, I had no idea what these were until very recently. But what don't hold down there. Pretty much what it is if you throw one of these lingering potions like that, it stays on the ground, as you can see there, for a few seconds. And if you were run into that, you would get that potion effect for that certain amount of time. So now I have jump boost, regeneration. And it works with all the potions like poison and everything. Really handy for Hunger Games. You try to splash someone and you miss, then use a lingering potion and it stays around that vicinity. Also, I think a cool one was the lingering potion of luck. When you throw that onto the ground, and if you throw it in water, but it still works. You throw it in there, you see to get the wee shamrock, and it's called the luck potion. I think that's really cool. I don't really know what it does. You can look into that if you want. I might do a separate video on it. I don't know if it does anything, but it's a really cool feature that I really like. And just to go back to the dual wielding, like whatever your main hand has, if your main hand has a left and right click function, then the item in your other hand won't do anything. For example, if you can't use 2 swords because you don't use the right click on one of them, so it is balanced. So yeah, that is my 1.9, my top 8 1.9 PvP changes. If you think I've left anything out, or is anything you don't agree with, or is anything you think I should add, please do let me know. I'm going to do a lot more of these top 1.9 features. I think my next one will be top 1.9 secret features that weren't on the changelog, and the changelog will be released on Thursday. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more, please do let me know, and until the next one, I will see you all later. Goodbye.